Hello dear student, myself Ramanand Shukla from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. In this video, we are going to read SST of Class 5th, Chapter 4. Our today's topic is the hot and wet equatorial region. In this video, we are going to read the hot and wet equatorial region, and now we are going to start the reading of the chapter. In the last chapter, you read about the three main heat zones of the world. They are torrid, temperate, and frigid. Dear student, torrid means too hot. Temperate means neither hot nor very cold. And frigid is clear with its name, it's totally frigid. Within these broad bands and several smaller climatic regions, since climate influences the kind of plant and animal life found in a region. Dear student, climate influence the kind of plant animal life founded in a particular region. For example, you can't you cannot find any peepal tree in the desert of Rajasthan because the climatic condition is not favorable for a peepal tree of the deserts of Rajasthan. Each of these regions has a unique plant and animal life. Climate allows Dear student, climate also influences the lives of the people living in these regions. Thus, the clothes people wear, the crops they grow, the food they eat, their occupations. Suppose that we cannot wear the cotton cloths in winter and we cannot wear woolen cloths in summer. All varies from one climatic region to the other. So that's why the clothes, the crops, and the food of the different climatic regions are varies to one another. We will look at life in a few of the climatic region this year. In this chapter, we will study the hot and wet equatorial region. Now, location. The hot and wet equatorial climatic region lies within the torrid zone and extends 10 degrees north and 10 degrees south of the equator. It includes the Amazon basin in South America, the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa, and Malaysia and Indonesia in Asia. Dear student, the location of the hot and wet equatorial climatic region is mainly this is lies in torrid zone. Torrid zone, the extent of torrid zone is 0 degree latitude to 23.5 degree north and 23.5 degree south. But this zone extend only 0 degree to 10 degree north and 10 degree south. It includes Amazon basin that is situated in South America, the Democratic Republic of Congo that is the part of Africa continent, and the countries Malaysia and Indonesia, they are the part of Asia continent. With the help of this map, we can understand it easily. In South America, you can see Amazon basin. In Africa continent, you can see that is marked with red color Congo basin and Indonesia and Malaysia. Now we are going to know about the climate of this region. As this region receives the direct rays of the sun because this is torrid zone. It remains hot throughout the year. There is no winter. Humidity is high throughout the year because of the many water bodies and dense forest found here. That's why the humidity is very high. The intense heat during the day leads to rapid evaporation of water because evaporation of water is totally dependent on the heat. Towering clouds from one and heavy rain occurs every afternoon around 4 o'clock. Dear student, in hot and wet equatorial region, we can get heavy rainfall in every afternoon around 4 o'clock. The heavy rains cools the air, making the heat and humidity bearable. It's make the climatic condition pleasant. The rainfall is evenly distributed through the year. There is no month that is dry. In hot and wet equatorial region, we cannot get any month that is dry. Now we are going to know about the natural vegetation of this region. As a result of the high temperature and heavy rainfall, equatorial rainforest grow in this region. Due to heavy rainfall and high temperature, here we can get equatorial rainforest. The growth of trees in these forests is dense and luxuriant. Why the growth of trees in this forest is dense and luxuriant? Due to high temperature and heavy rainfall. Next point, in the figure we can see the Amazon rainforest, that is the largest equatorial forest in the world. Dear student, it also called the lungs of the world. A great variety of trees grow here. Some examples are mahogany, ebony, rosewood and palm trees. The trees shed their leaves at different times of the year. So these forests are always green and never bare of leaves. They are therefore also known as evergreen forest. Dear student, this forest looks green whole year. 4 distinct layers can be seen in these forests. Dear student, in these forests there are 4 distinct layers. There we are going to discuss. First layer is forest floor. You can understand with the help of image. This is the lowest layer. The dense cover of trees above allows very little sunlight to reach the floor of the forest. Hence, this layer is dark and dumb with almost no plant. Because there is no sunlight, so there is no growth of any plant. Second layer is the understory. This layer receives a little more sunlight, allowing the growth of shrubs, ferns, woody creepers and orchids. And third layer is canopy. This is the main layer of the forest. It consists of a dense layer of trees whose leaves and branches join to form a continuous cover over the layers below. The trees are around 30 meters tall. And last layer of this forest is emergent layer. Above the canopy grow a few extremely tall trees that tower more than 60 meters over the forest floor. They are called the emergent and form the topmost layer of the equatorial rainforest. And now, dear student, we are going to know about the animal life. Equatorial rainforests have a rich variety of animals, birds, butterflies, insects, and snakes. Most of the animals spend their time in the trees instead of on the ground. As very little sunlight reaches the ground, each layer of the forest has its own unique life form. Dear student, as we know, equatorial rainforests have a rich variety of animals and birds because here the climatic condition is favorable. In this contrast, we have already discussed in previously because previously the climatic condition is control the plant and animal life of a forest, and it's also influence the human life of that particular region. So here in these forests we can get various varieties of animals, insects, snakes, and other wild lives. In this forest, we found armadillos, anteater, and gorillas live in the forest floor. Snake, jaguars, leopards, frogs, and lizards live in the understory. Spider, monkey, orangutans, sloths, and brilliantly colored birds like toucans, macaw, and parrots lives in the canopy. Eagles, bats, monkey, and butterflies are found in the emergent layer. Crocodiles, snakes, and turtles are found in the rivers. Dear student, these are the points related to the animal life of equatorial rainforest. Now we are going to know about the human life of equatorial rainforest. In the equatorial region, most of the people live in cities along the coast as living conditions within the rainforest are very difficult due to deficiency of the living conditions. Mostly people of these regions they live in the cities. Hunting, agriculture, fishing, forestry, and mining are the main occupation of the people. Small groups of tribal people continue to live in the rainforest. Some are hunters and gatherers, other practices shifting agriculture. One of the what is shifting agriculture? Shifting agriculture is one of the oldest method of cultivation. In this method, a patch of ground is cleared by cutting the trees and burning them. The ash makes the soil fertile. The cleared plot of land is cultivated for a few years till it loses its fertility. The farmers then move to another place where the process is repeated. Then what is the slash and burn agriculture, and what is the shifting agriculture is clear. Shifting agriculture is the oldest method of cultivation. In this method, a patch of a forest, we can say a large part of forest is cleared and burned. Due to clearing of trees and burning them, this is also called slash and burn agriculture. And After few years, when the soil loses its fertility, the farmers then move to another place where the process is repeated, and that's why this is a threat for our rainforest. Around 300 years ago, European traders introduced plantation farming in many parts of the equatorial region. In this form of farming, crops are grown, crops are grown on large farms called plantations. Some of the crops grown on plantations are rubber, tea, cocoa, pineapple, and bananas. Malaysia is the world's largest producer of rubber. Dear student, remember it. The world's largest producer of rubber is Malaysia. Cocoa is cultivated mainly in the Ivory Coast of Ghana, in the West Africa, and in Malaysia. Dear student, in these images, you can see the widespread destruction of rainforest for oil palm plantations of Borneo, Indonesia, and these images related to Amazon Indians live in a small clearing in the forest. Their main occupation are hunting and cultivation. They grow moniac, yams, sweet potato, and bananas. Now